Hi, good afternoon. I'm Joan Dahl of Green Vibe Energy. Green Vibe Energy is healing energy. There are three main sources of Green Vibe Energy. The first is the earth, nature, Mother Nature, Gaia, Pachamama. There's a lot of different names and a lot of different traditions. But this earth is our home and it belongs to everything that lives here. It doesn't belong to any one person. Science has proven that walking and making connection with the ground releases negative ions, I believe, into the earth. And so grounding, when people talk about grounding, is a real thing, and it has to do with being centered in the earth. And I am a big believer in the fact that we can facilitate a tremendous amount of healing spending time in nature. Green Vibe Energy is also the plants specifically that grow from the earth. For tens of thousands of years, humans and other creatures have walked this earth, and there's scientific evidence that they have practiced healing in one way or another for, well, I don't know for how long, but I do know that recently they discovered evidence of healing taking place in Neanderthal societies over 45,000 years ago. Plants are medicine. Plants are food. They nourish our bodies and provide the nutrients and minerals we need to be at balance. And it's the food we eat. You know, even in pharmaceuticals nowadays, 25% of pharmaceuticals nowadays still come from plants or synthetic compounds that were made to mimic what plants do. And third, Green Vibe Energy comes from the heart. It's the energy of our heart and of unconditional love. In the chakras, which is a system of energy centers that are within our body, the heart chakra is represented by the color green. So Green Vibe Energy is healing that is done in the energy of the heart space and in the healing powers of nature. Green Vibe Energy represents our endeavor to heal holistically. So let's talk a little bit about what healing holistically means. We live in a day and an age where you hear that word a lot more than you used to, holistic. And I'll tell you, even 25 years ago when I was much younger, I kind of had my doubts about it. I was pretty suspicious of this holistic thing, and I just thought it was a bunch of hippy-dippy nonsense. And it's kind of interesting how life takes you back sometimes to the places you started from. Holistic health is the state of having wellness in all aspects of your life. That could be mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. All of nature and ourselves live together, and our energy affects everyone and everything around us, whether we realize it or not. Our bodies emit a frequency and an energy into the world, and our heart beating emits energy and takes energy that, in these natural processes that occur within our body that they're involuntary. We're not even really giving them any mind. So holistic health means being willing to take a look at your body, being willing to take a look at your heart, being willing to take a look at your mind, and being willing to take a look at what your relationship is to whatever is greater than you. Whether you believe in no greater source and you just live on this big, huge earth with a lot of other people and a lot of other creatures, or whether you believe in some sort of a higher power and an endeavor to learn lessons in this life. regardless of what it's for. Holistic healing means you have to work on all of those aspects. And I'll tell you, people think they want to heal until they start doing the healing work. And when they find out how brutal it is, then sometimes they're not so anxious to heal. A few years ago, I was an operations manager. I worked and did administration in other people's companies, and I was good at it. And I started experiencing chronic pain in, 2016, 2017. And I went to the doctors, and went to doctors, and went to specialists, and went to therapies, and went through a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of money. And at the end of that, I got a diagnosis of fibromyalgia. That diagnosis, rather than being one that provided relief and a clear course forward with treatment, resulted in frustration. I pretty much had doctors just kind of throw up their hands at that point and throw a bunch of medications at it. And the fibromyalgia has gotten worse over the years. I haven't had a day without pain in 7 or 8 years now. I have days that are worse than others. And fibromyalgia, the biggest battle in that is getting people to believe it is something. It's a disease where a lot of people have been gaslit for a really long time because doctors couldn't understand what it was. Fibromyalgia, to be very, very brief and general, is kind of what happens when your body can't handle stress anymore. We have these cycles that happen when we have an elevated emotional sense. We get scared or alert. And we have this alert, this trigger, and this fear, and then the fear passes because the threat passes, and then we come back to a normal state of just peace. That's what's normal. And it happens to all of us hundreds of times every single day, these little cycles. Sometimes people do not get those cycles closed. So they open it and they're in fight or flight, and they never quite get it closed to tell your body that you're not in fight or flight anymore. And after a long time, a long time of just always being in stress mode or fight or flight, it just can't really discern the difference between real signals, real danger, and just your elevated cortisol levels and state of stress. I was a single mom, and I had a kid who was way too smart for my own good. And I didn't have the support I needed. And I worked full time and went to school full time and was a single mom for a period of time. And I just always had to do everything on my own. And I just had to do it. There was no choice. I just had to do it. And then, some traumatic relationships and some big job problems. And here we are. Holistic healing doesn't mean any crazy woo-woo juju stuff. Everything that people do that make them feel better is 100% valid. And it doesn't really matter what you think about it. If holding a crystal close to somebody's heart gives them comfort and peace, what's the matter with that? My belief is that we are all in this crazy world together. We were thrown here, given a bunch of shit to try to overcome, and we're just doing the best we can. And so holistic healing allows for all different kinds of modalities to work together to help a person get their body and their mind and their soul to a place of peace where they can just live and exist in happiness. Over the past couple years, I have been through a transformative healing experience for my soul. It's been excruciating to get to the point where I'm at, But I have proven to myself that when you set out an intention of how you want a life to be, you can do it. And sometimes it's happening even without you really knowing you're working towards it. Um, for me, the biggest part of holistic healing, and I think this is where the problem comes in for a lot of people, um, is you have to be radically, obscenely, billion% honest with yourself about your own part in your suffering. I myself am on a journey of holistic healing. And on this journey, I have discovered the magical power of working with plants and herbs. Our plant allies provide us the ability to help our bodies stay in balance. And that's the goal. We're not trying to be some superhuman. We're just trying to be balanced. And we were born on this earth. We have evolved over thousands and thousands of years with the earth, plants and humans together evolving, so the plants, giving us, and we live symbiotically with plants. We breathe in what they exhale, they get what they get rid of, and then they take in what we get rid of. And so we live beautifully with plants. We've evolved with plants, and I have made some incredible herbal remedies that have replaced over the counter synthetic chemical drugs. So because I've retired from my old life and I've retired from any life that makes me need to run away from it, I am here and I am ready and excited and anxious to be your guide through your holistic health journey. My role is not to replace any of the modalities you already use or to ask you to stop seeing any of them. My goal is to help you learn how to coordinate your care, how to seek out all the care that you need and how to manage it, and to help put you in touch with other modalities that may help you with parts of your healing you're struggling with. And to show you how plants and herbs, both in our food and as medicine, can help our bodies live more peacefully. I'm really nervous and I'm really excited, and I kind of feel like an idiot out here trying to just make it up as I go along. Not entirely true. I have a ton of support, a ton of people that are supporting me, several mentors, and I'm really working hard to do this right. But in the meantime, your help would help me get going tremendously. I'm getting ready to put some products up, and just engaging with my post, saying hi, liking it, sharing it, anything you're willing to do to support me is a tremendous help as I begin this exciting journey. In earnest, I've been working on Green Vibe Energy for a year now, but it's coming to fruition really quick now, and it's going to be a little chunky. I'm broke. I don't have a ton of money, so it's slow as I piecemeal it together, but it's happening, and I am so very excited to show you what I've learned, what I'm learning, and to share with you the magic of the plant world. I would love to spend 30 minutes with you just talking about what I'm doing, letting you ask any questions, giving you a couple of ideas. You could schedule that free 30-minute Zoom call with me. If you just go to my website, greenvibeenergy.com, and there's a link there where you can schedule that appointment free of charge. And then I'll come back to you with a free custom blend tea suggestion. And yeah, I look forward to seeing with you. Mwah. Love you. Thank you for being with me.